Hi guys. Now, I was scared. Not gonna hold you. I was. But when you're scared, you have to do it scared. And I was scared to quit my job, but I did it because I knew if I stayed that I was going to continue feeling the same feelings that I was feeling up until this point. I was feeling like I was sad. I was feeling like I was tired. I felt like I was miserable. And I was miserable because I was always tired. I was always burned out. You could see it in my face. I had eye bags. You know, the most kind of sleep I had was about 5 hours of sleep. I was doing double shifts. I was doing 16 hours. That would be 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. That means that I woke up, and when I woke up, it was dark. And then when I got back home, it was dark. So literally, I never saw the daylight of my day because literally I was just too busy working. And I felt like I was trapped. I felt like I was in a box. I felt like I wasn't myself. So therefore, I decided to quit one job so that I can at least enjoy the summertime and go out, go to the park, go to family events, and not have to request time off for just a day or 2 days, or for them to not give it to me, or for them to just give me a closing shift and they give everybody else the desired shift and not me. I felt like I was being unfair, like all the work was going towards me and I was being overwhelmed. I was helping three or four people at a time, and there were times where I was always by myself, and it was to the point where I just felt like I was so drained to the point where I just had to cut ties and just do something else, do something that I can feel myself again, do something that I can feel free, do something that I've never tried before, or I'm scared to try, but I've just never had the time to do it. So that's exactly why I had to just do it. I had to just put my fears aside and just say, you know what? It's not going to be the end all be all, even if I do fail. So most people are afraid of failing, and me, I've been at my lowest, but my lowest wasn't my lowest. So I just thought it was because I just never experienced that type of fear before, or disappointment before. So that's why figured like I thought, because literally it took me almost 4 months to get a job, and I was literally so scared of leaving this one because of how long it took me to get another one. But I just said, you know what? Rejection is the beauty of the blessing. So therefore, let me just go ahead and just not think about it. Let me just do it. Let me just say it out loud and just confirm my words so that I don't have to just suffer. So that's why I was like, if I just stay, I might be fired for not being myself. So therefore, let me just do it to the point where they don't have to fire me. And it's like money's good and all, but like when you're not feeling yourself, like that's when the money doesn't matter anymore. Because once you replace money, materialistic things over your health will literally show on your face. It'll show on your body. Whether you stop eating healthy, whether you stop sleeping, it'll show on your body. If you eat fast food all the time because you don't have time to meal prep, you gain weight. And if you don't sleep, you literally it shows on your face that you have eye bags. I was the type of person that never drank coffee, so I didn't drink coffee, I didn't drink caffeine, I didn't drink Celsius, I never had energy drinks to keep me awake. So literally I was just yawning all the time, I was just falling asleep. So literally, like, that was my kryptonite. Like, I did not have caffeine at all like everybody else did. Everybody else had coffee, everybody else had matcha and all that good stuff, but I just never got the hype. Coffee never really satisfied me, and it just didn't make me awake. Like, it just kept me with a bad taste, like bad taste in my mouth, and it just stained my teeth. So therefore, there was really no point of me, and plus it was an extra expense unless somebody was buying it for me. So, but it was at one point where it got so bad, like I literally had to go to coffee because like I literally had only 5 hours of sleep. So that's why I decided, you know what, let me just cut ties. Let me just take a break. It's summertime. I get to enjoy nature, be outside. It's sunny. It was winter for like 3 months. We were trapped in the cold, and we were all complaining about how cold it was. And then, but now it's like it's summer. Spring birds are chirping, and it's just like the sunny D. You get vitamin C. So that's why I just, you know what, let me just enjoy 3 months to myself. I've worked hard all year for this. Let me just enjoy the pool. Let me just enjoy the fresh air. Even if it's just me not doing anything, let me just clear my mind from just work. Let me just clear my mind from mental stress, from just always being dependent on something to work out. So that's why I just decided, let me just take a break. Let me ease it. Let me take it easy, because if I kept on overwhelming myself, it was gonna be to the point where I popped. And guess what? I started to do that. Like, I started to just lash out, because like I was holding in so much stress and so much anxiety that like it just came out. Like, there was this one time where I just literally cried because I was so tired, because I held in it for so long. I just cried. Like, there was this one point where I was so tired, like I literally I was standing still, but I felt like I was like falling, because literally I just had no balance, because that's how tired I was. So it gets scary. Like, imagine you're doing three double shifts straight. That's already 40 hours in within 3 days. So it's like, now you have to literally take the whole day off the next day before you get to go do another double again. So that's why it's like I just couldn't do it. Like, the money was good, money was worth it. Just like, everybody like, oh, what about the money? And it's like, yeah, I'd rather pick my health over the money, especially if it's a minimum wage job. Like, it would have been different if it was like more money, like instead of the lowest pay rate. But it's just like, you can't pick a paycheck over your health. You can't. Like, literally, if you pick a paycheck over your health, you can't be that money hungry. Like, literally, I was ambitious, I was very money hungry, but it's gonna show up to you, it's gonna catch up to you. And what you do, you just have to literally brace yourself for action. Like, you have to just calm down. Like, just because like you don't have the money now, like the money is always gonna come and go, but the memories won't. If you don't create memories, then you won't have any memories to last or to look back on. So I don't want to be, this is my 20s. This is the only time I'll have my 20s. So it's like, I don't want to not have any memories. I don't want to be just, oh, all I did was work. All I did was complain while I was at work. So there was no point of just me working. But yeah, that's why I was scared to leave my job. But eventually I'll feel myself again, and then I'll be better, and I'll be more happy, I'll be more grateful, and then I'll always survive. And whatever I go through, it will always be above me, and I will never look back. And thank you for watching, and let's go.